What's up, guys? It's Meow, and I'm back in another video. I've got another NASCAR Diecast review to do today. Got a couple of NASCAR Diecast reviews to do, actually. And this one is pretty special. For some reason, it doesn't feel all that often where we get race win diecast in the Gold Series, simply because they just don't always meet the MLQ necessary. But I'm glad this one did, because this was a special moment for this guy, and he's gonna cherish it for a long damn time. Michael McDowell's 2021 Loves Travel Stops Daytona 500 Race Win Ford for Front Row Motorsports. God damn, that feels weird to say. On top of which, that was his first career win in the Cup Series. Let's go ahead, let's get the diecast out of the box and get on the review, shall we? So there's the diecast out of the box. I want to say this, it feels weird seeing a McDowell Raceman diecast, because again, he's never won in the Cup Series before. The thing he was most known for was the wreck at Texas. And here we are. Back windshield feels a little bit loose, but regardless. So there's the front of the diecast. Obviously, you can see the bits of confetti on parts of the car. And I have to say, Lionel did a really, really good job. Not with this, because check this out. Check out the right side. That's all of the that's a lot of the damage that he suffered on the body of this car during the race. If I remember correctly, the big one that happened right before the rain delay at the 500, he almost got caught up in that. He almost did. All right, it's one of those moments where if a driver almost gets caught in a wreck at one point, doesn't, and then goes on and win, and then they go on and either finish really well or possibly even win the race. And that was the moment that McDowell had. But we'll come back to that side in a moment. Over here, you can just see more of the wear and tear on the. What the fuck is that? Is that? Oh fuck! Wait, hang on. I can't tell if that's a paint chip or if that's a decal. I want to say that's a little decal, but I really cannot tell. But yeah, the Daytona 500, man, what a race that was. Obviously, it's not going to be remembered as one of the best Daytona 500s, and that's largely because of that big wreck right before the rain delay, and then the rain delay itself, which has been a common theme for a lot of races, especially the 500. But, like, yeah, you had the big wreck at, like, I think lap 14 or something. There was no reason for that, and basically a push went the wrong way. Guy near the front gets turned, and everybody's trying to avoid it, and just so many fucking cars were involved. Some of them did get to continue the race later on, but a lot of the other ones did not, and it fucking sucks, because again, there was no reason to have that fucking wreck happen when it did. Like I said, McDowell was towards the back, nearly got caught in it, didn't. He continued the race. Obviously, he does have damage. You know, he did have probably had his moments or whatever. Or I think a lot of this damage probably did come from that or whatever. But the thing with Michael McDowell when it comes to super speedways is when you look at his entire career, or at least within the last few years, when it comes to running Daytona and Talladega, if he doesn't get caught up in somebody else's mess, or if he's like remotely in the race, it feels like a lot of the time he is, like, specifically in recent years, he's gonna be up near the front towards the end of the race. And this was one of those situations where he was, and it finally went right for him. I mean, the last 2 or 3 laps, it was a whole lot of train racing for the majority of the race after it got started again. And then with about 2 or 3 laps to go, that's when the guys up near the front, Keselowski, Logano, that's when they started moving around. McDowell was there. Get to the last lap, they come off turns 1 and 2, head down the backstretch. I think, if I remember correctly, Elliott was the one giving McDowell a push. It was either him or Harvick. No, Harvick was to the bottom. Elliott was behind McDowell, and Larson was behind Elliott. They went down the backstretch. McDowell gets this push. Keselowski comes up to block McDowell, and they go into turns 3 and 4. And what happens? Keselowski a bump goes wrong. Keselowski gets turned. He goes into Logano. They both get turned. They both wreck, and McDowell gets away unscathed as a pile of fucking cars, a huge fireball, just cars piling behind him. Obviously, Chase Elliott fans, they're, in some cases I've seen, are a little bit still salty about that finish because they feel that when the caution lights came out, Elliott was ahead and that he won. Obviously, with NASCAR, it's you go to the timing loops and all this other stuff, and if it was definitively proven that Elliott was ahead of McDowell when the caution came out, Elliott, then that for one would be Elliott's first Daytona 500 win and the first one for a Team Hendrick driver in a while, like in a minute. I think not since Dale Jr. won it. I think back in 2014, something like that. Somewhere between 2014 and 2016, I believe. But I'm glad that McDowell won. All right, he fucking deserved it. He finally had one go his way, and he got the fucking win. Like that was huge. And he didn't do half bad the rest of the regular season, to be quite honest with you. Yeah, he sort of fell back to his mid-pack ways, but there was still a bunch of times actually, where it seemed like he was running a little bit higher than his equipment would normally dictate. And he did pretty well for himself in that regard. Obviously made the playoffs off the win. Unfortunately, he was like the first playoff guy to take a hit at Darlington, and after, like, he was already fucked to begin with. After that, he was mega fucked. So yeah, but all in all, this is a really badass diecast, and it's probably going to be one that's going to end up being hard to find and probably expensive down the road, because it's a Daytona 500 win, it's a raced win, and it's Michael fucking McDowell, it's not that often that he gets a diecast made for him, and I say that semi-ironically because I just reviewed his FR8 auctions car, but my point still being, it doesn't feel like there's a ton of McDowell diecast out there, or for cars that he's ran. And then, of course, also, it's his first career win, so you add all that up, don't be surprised if you find this car on eBay for a good, at least somewhere between $10 and $20 or something like that. Maybe even a little higher. So, yeah, if you want this diecast, you know what to do. Go to CircleBdiecast.com. Make sure to use code ANJJ for free shipping on orders of $20 or more over there. Thank y'all for watching. Hope y'all enjoyed. I'll catch y'all next time. Peace.